The amount of maintenance in the nuclear Navy is insane. It's so terrible.
80% of maintenance is unnecessary because you're sort of band-aiding a problem that you could fix operationally. If robots did this, we could have structured data, we could sort of have fidelity and the vast amounts of data to actually make these informed decisions. And
Troy Demmer is the co-founder and chief product officer of Gecko Robotics, a company redefining industrial inspections with AI-powered wall-climbing robots and advanced software.
we have robots that can fly, walk, crawl, swim, and we have payloads. And so we're sort of constantly matching those two up to say, okay, well, what problem are we working backwards from? And let's close the gap with data.
We have so little ability to build these big ships.
Yeah.
And it's not changing anytime soon.
Every year we've had a declining fleet. There's been attempts to do this, and they've kind of failed miserably.
It's expensive as to sustain these ships.
Yeah. The thing that we think most about, again, is like,
all right, we got Troy Demmer here, Gecko Robotics, which is pretty much my favorite robotics company besides mine out there. And how long you're co-founder?
Yeah.
How long ago did you start this shit?
Yeah, this it kicked off in 2012. I've been hit the 10-year mark though. I joined a little late. I was a little bit of a laggard.
So you're like
still got the co-founder status, but
do you have another company in you after this, or is this it? End of the line. I mean, you're already balling, obviously.
Yeah, this is the type of company that I think has multi-decade kind of pursuits. We're on second act already. Well, I'm sure we'll get into it, but yeah, I'd love to be able to build more companies after this as well. But.
Well, you know, also like it's really badass to like leave your company, start a new one, like Steve Jobs style, and then come back and crush it again at your same company.
This is true.
Yeah.
I think you have to get fired to do that, though. Right?
I mean, you actually that's actually like one of my goals as like I'm such an egomaniac. Like I want to get kicked out from my board of this company, and then it goes downhill, and then they bring me back to save it. That's like that's sick.
It's the boomerang. This happens.
Yeah, that one is really good for the story arc, and the other one I want is like for my kids' kids to destroy the empire. So like my kid will probably have good work ethic, but my kid's kid will probably like destroy
the grandchildren.
Destroy what daddy built. Destroy what daddy built. They're gonna like my kid. I have a 3-year-old daughter, Mia. She's gonna inherit this defense company.
Wow.
And she'll probably have good work ethic, but her kids are gonna suck. Everyone knows this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it works. Succession type shit.
Yeah, because they figured out they're in the trust fund.
Yeah, exactly. So, Jack, can you pull up the cdronepro.com? I want to show the competitor that you crushed, my friend's company. This is actually going to be great, too, because Eduardo's going to cry about this. So, Eduardo, as I was saying, he's our VP of engineering. Oh, they don't even have it up anymore. Go, like, way back machine it. Oh, no, could you just do Cdrone Pro and, like, Google image search? I bet you it'll be somewhere. Images. Oh, yeah, here we go. This will be good enough. Yeah, it's like kind of one of these. No, it's not any of these. All right, well, whatever. So basically, most people listen on Spotify anyway. They don't even watch the video. But he had this company called Cdrone, and oh, there it is, right there, top left. This is his robot. We still make these. I own this now. Like I basically bought his company.
Oh, so we crushed you then? You
crushed me. Well, it was like a mercy kill for me. I bought it like. Actually, the original one's that little bulb one on that one to the right. Yeah. I don't know what that arm is. That's totally fake. But the rest of it, besides that stupid fake claw, is like the original inspection robot. Actually, you can see on the bottom left, Jack, the guy with the hand. Yeah. For the listeners, we're looking at this product called Cdrone, which is like you just throw it into the water. It's a tethered robot, and you drive around with an iPad. Anyways, Gecko crushed this. Well, you didn't know you crushed it because this guy really never even went to market. He just built this beautiful robot by himself. Like this is 2 guys built this robot, and all the motor control, all the thrusters. The thrusters are custom. Like it's just kind of crazy.
That first prototype does not look like a submersible robot.
Which one?
It doesn't look.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, it is though. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I used to drive this around in pools in San Mateo, California. It's fun.
Good test environment.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, good test environment. Well, he would go to like San Diego and stuff and test. Anyways, I bring all this up to say you are in the industry. You have a bunch of different product lines. I've checked it out before, but inspection is one of the business lines. What are some other ones?
Yeah, so the premise of the business really was around we don't have the fundamental data structures needed to assess our most critical infrastructure. So yeah, inspection is sort of the existing category that existed. That sort of was the wedge in.
Yeah.
To say, okay, well, we're already performing these things, or safety checks or quality checks on a component or something like that. So, yeah, that was the first principled approach of like, okay, but that's only being done by Joe on a rope or Joe in a tank or Joe on a scaffold. And so if robots did this, we could have structured data, we could sort of have fidelity and the vast amounts of data to actually make these informed decisions. And so that sort of then just gets built on top of as a stack. So those are like the data layers that exist at the foundational level. And then everything after that is, how do you leverage that data? How do you integrate other
you're basically
data
saying
sets?
the robots aren't the company. It's the software, right? You're basically saying like, look, we're going to collect all this data. You're going to have analytics around it. You're going to make better informed decisions.
100%. It's a decision advantage.
Yeah,
through
exactly.
software.
So you sell do you like give away the robots then, and then do you sell the platform, or how does it work then?
Yeah, so the robots are reusable. They, sort of go to where the needs is. Some are stationed on site, some are run by our customers, some are run by our teams as well. So they're pretty versatile in terms of they can be used many times over. So the end customer doesn't have to buy a robot. They don't have to worry about obsolescence and all that.
And I saw I don't know if this is like how mature this one is yet, but do you have like the one that goes on the side and cleans too, or no? Is that one?
Yeah, so we do have, kind of the way that we think about the technology stack is it's pretty modular in the sense that we have robots that can fly, walk, crawl, swim, and we have payloads. And so we're sort of constantly matching those two up to say, okay, well, what problem are we working backwards from? And let's close the gap with data. We don't particularly get into the market of cleaning, but we've worked with cleaning robots and other things, because if you want good data, sometimes you have to prepare the surface, get access, that sort of thing.
All right, let's go back to the founding story. I love entrepreneurship shit, obviously. That's like my favorite topic. So you and your co-founders, who are they?
Yeah, so Jake Lucerian and I met in college, 2012.
In CMU?
Grove City College.
Okay. But you're in Pittsburgh with all the robotics kids.
Yeah. So, hour north of Pittsburgh and CMU, we were, in school together.
Is Grove City better or worse than Penn State?
At what?
I don't know. Education.
Anything?
I went to Penn State. I'm an electrical engineer from Penn State.
Well,
my co-founder says it's not that good of a school, but I beg to differ.
We're, 2,000 students versus 60,000 students. I mean, our football team in D3 went to the PAC championships this
hell
year.
yeah. Did you beat CMU in football?
We did.
Hell yeah. I mean, obviously.
They were shit when I was there.
I have a mechanical engineer at my company who was a D3 mechanical engineer from CMU, football player. I always shit on his school though about it.
Like half the students had to play a sport, right?
Yeah.
Just like roster all the teams. But so it was pretty fun. We got the idea from an alumni of the school, power plant manager up in Oil City, Pennsylvania.
Did you go right out of school to start a company?
Yeah, so kind of, but for me, my journey was, okay, I'm going to go and work for someone else and figure out like what's this realm of like, how do you do things at scale? I worked actually in the medical industry.
Okay.
So the kind of parallel there for me was digital electronic medical records was the thing that we worked on.
Epic Medical Records.
Epic Medical Records.
What's it? Pull up that chick. Let's look at her face.
Oh, the CEO?
Yeah, she's a badass bitch.
Yeah. Have you ever been out to Madison, Wisconsin?
Yeah, I haven't been to their office.
Alice in Wonderland, the building, everything's like themed.
Oh yeah, you do not fuck with Judith. Judith Faulkner. She'll just destroy you. Like I would not want to be, if I were on the other end, if I was a competitor, I would be terrified. Absolutely. There's a direct flight from DC to Madison, and it only exists because of how big this company is. They didn't have the flight until Epic started scaling, and they had to add a bunch of flights for her because she told everyone she's going to kill them if they didn't.
Well, she's still flying commercial. That says something.
Well, I think it's for her execs. I don't think she's flying. No way she's flying commercial. She's sending her like VPs down here.
No, but their offices are crazy. It's like Disney World.
Yeah,
you
I haven't
slide
been in.
down to the cafeteria. I mean, every themed building. So I've been there. But yeah, the medical industry was interesting. Because what I saw there was like, okay, we can diagnose the heart with an EKG. We can scan for broken bones with X-ray. We can do CTs to do the soft tissue and organs. Where does that exist for the critical infrastructure, for the steel, the concrete, the rotating equipment, the biggest platforms, in national security or, the bedrock of our industries, manufacturing.
What about fish farming?
Energy. Fish farming?
Did you do anything there? Expect the nets?
Oh, yeah, it's not a use
not part
case
of that. That's a new business line.
Stumbled on.
I hooked you up.
Yeah.
That's huge.
What happens?
So the fish farms
holes grow and then the
yeah.
fish escape.
Yeah.
And you have no fish.
Yeah. They need it. They need it. I actually was selling.
What cuts the nets?
Well, they just in general, like sharks trying to get in and stuff.
Sharks,
they bite it and stuff, and just in general wear and tear over time. But you should check into this industry. So before I had to like get rid of Eduardo's company, I was like, okay, we need to find a new market. I was trying to help him on the side, and I stumbled upon the fish farm market. Well, actually he did, but I like to say I did. And there's a lot of money in this. I mean, because Chinese people love fish.
They do.
They eat the shit out of them.
Yeah, they've turned a lot of waterways into fish farms.
Yeah, and I just think
not the most healthy for you.
When I'm president, I'm going to do fish diplomacy. That's how I'm going to make peace with China. I'm going to give them all the fish. Be like, bro, I'll just give you the fish. Don't hurt us though. Also, can I have your neodymium?
It's a fair trade.
Fair trade. I'm going to bring peace. I'm going to bring peace. I'm not a warlord, even though a warhawk, even though I make a war product. Okay, so Bates, take a step back. So you founded the company. That was like 20.
So 2020, 2012 was the first introduction to the problem. Alumni of the school basically opened up their power plant. Said my power plant fails 30% of the time. I can't run. I'm constantly chasing my tail here.
What kind of power plants?
Coal-fired.
Okay.
And it was specifically something called a circulating fluidized bed boiler, which is pretty cool technology because why they built these things was to clean up the waste coal streams, mounds and mounds of waste coal piles that existed from the strip mining days, right? Yeah. So all the good coal, the high BTU stuff, driven away from metallurgical heating, power gen, all the waste stuff just in piles. And so we built like 130 of these across the U.S. It actually became a very prolific technology in Europe and Asia because it could burn anything. You could burn like grass or switchgrass, tires, trash. So it's really cool, like high efficiency, low megawatt output. But it was a great place to just learn about the problem. Like none of us had ever been inside of an industrial facility before. And so it was just the opportunity to build in close proximity to the problem. And so we worked backwards from a problem, solved their first problem, which was, my boiler tubes are failing. They're blowing, a hole through them because it's, heated up to 4,000 degrees and 1,000, pounds of pressure. And, what happens when you're burning coal or something, it just, you're going to have degradation over time. Very volatile environment. So
anything with pressurized water is also very volatile. Yeah,
preventing these failures would be on the orders of, millions of dollars every day. And, so huge cost.
So the customer was like, you'll save them millions of dollars and they'll give you like $100 or something,
They gave us a little bit more than that. But you're about right. We had to earn our stripes.
You got to earn it. You got to earn it.
Earn our stripes.
Yeah.
And they were used to paying, $100 because they would say, okay, go in here and spend a couple of days, crawling around on your hands and knees with a point measurement tool, trying to look for this needle in the haystack. It's probably worth about $100 to me because I'm not going to find anything.
Yeah, and so
I'll do it.
You basically, in many ways, kind of created this market. Then, like, it's not like there were people doing much before this.
Yeah, I think there's a huge barrier to huge bar to be better than the human. Like I say this disparagingly to the whole process, but like to get that first robot to even be equivalent to the dexterity of a human hand and like that precision measurement that's going on and that interpretation of it. So like once we got to the point where the robot was as good as a human, point to point, then you could scale it. Because now you could like put 64 sensors on the thing and run it, super fast speeds and 60 miles per hour, right?
Yeah. People don't realize like robots aren't that good. Like it's so hard to make. It's tough.
And it's not a labor replacement. It was always about this is going to be a superior data. Yeah. And it'll be structured data and we can actually learn from that because the old stuff got put in a, paper report and filed away in a cabinet and you never reference that again.
And it cracks me up too. Like you guys, you don't have like humanoid robots. Those like crack me up. The humanoid robots. Have you followed that space at all?
Yeah, I mean,
like the figure and
we
have
to.
One.
We have to because it's we're a robotics company and like that's potentially a huge.
Do you get pushed from investors to do humanoids?
No, I mean, we're not a robotics company. It's in the name, but again, we care mostly about solving these, existential problems that no one else is. But to defend the robots for a second, the humanoids, it is.
Oh, nice, hot. That's hot.
Yeah, I mean,
that's hot.
Well, I've seen them fall over. I've seen them break their arms. It's catastrophic. Plastic flies everywhere. Like they can do party tricks today, but one day you can imagine robots in the built world, not just to acquire data sets, but also to, be employed by the AI, be employed by the workflows today that, maybe the dull, dirty, dangerous jobs need that humanoid there, or they can start to do it in an augmented or better way. So I think there's a real path for them. Maybe we might be 5 years down the road.
Have you seen the movie Companion? 2025. It's a great plane movie if you're on the plane. Yeah, you ever seen that? Oh, it's about these guys go into the cabin in the woods with this girlfriend, and then you find out that the girlfriend's actually like an AI fuck doll. It's like kind of crazy. Anyways, the point is, I don't think we're there yet. Like, they're not like that good. Like,
Machina, whatever.
Ex Machina is another one. Yeah, like all these, like they're all doing the same movie now. And anyway, it's a thriller mystery though, so I don't want to ruin it for you when you're on the plane next. But I don't think the humanoids are.
So that plus like Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
it's like Blair Witch meets Ex Machina. That is a good one, dude. Look at, you're a producer. I want to get into media after defense tech.
I haven't actually watched these movies.
It's perfect.
Them. Yeah, I get too board. I just like
no, you just Wikipedia.
Can't get through it.
You don't even need to. Just you can read the synopsis.
Yeah.
You're. I can tell you're an efficiency person because you're a robotics. You run a robotics company, so it's all about efficiency. Were you an electrical engineer undergrad or?
Yeah, so that's the secret. I actually wasn't a degreed engineer.
Oh, nice. You're just naturally gifted.
Everyone else was until there was about 30 of us in the company.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of why I went to a company, because I was like, well, what the hell do I do with
Were you just like
business
a tinkerer?
degrees?
Well,
I did. I always tinkered. I was very took stuff apart, but I just, for whatever reason, went down a sort of more of like a business track, economics, finance. But
so you kind of do that side, and the other co-founder is like more the
he was
classical.
electrical engineer, and so but that's not even how we split duties.
Yeah.
In reality, I mean, we're both just so
everyone's doing everything in the beginning.
Yeah.
When did you raise your first institutional dollar?
So that didn't come till 2016. We Sam Altman was our first check-in.
Oh, nice.
We had non-dilutive capital till that point.
Your boy Sam.
Sam Altman.
I know the Max Altman.
Might
Sam,
have heard
Jack.
of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Max is always coming around our office and stuff down
cool.
in Austin. Yeah.
Yeah. What's his for?
Ben Braverman and Max Altman. They have Saga.
Yeah.
That's a new fund. Yeah. They're trying to get in my next round.
Yeah.
They actually, I'm in their memo as like a missed deal.
Oh,
like they're like, this
cool.
is to their LPs. They're like, we missed ACS at the seed and the A, but we're gonna be in the B. And I was like, it's cool, bro. You can be. It's fine.
Yeah, so
that's fine.
So Jack was in our Jack was building Lattice while we were building Gecko at YC Winter 16.
Cool. Nice. You did YC.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you gave Paul Graham 7% for no reason. Nice.
Yeah. Well, it was technically Sam at that point.
Okay. Oh yeah. No, my joke with my
Paul was a little more generous. He only took 2%.
Oh yeah. My joke with Luke Allen, my business partner, is like we used to live in the Bay Area, and we never really did YC for anything, or even our failed companies before all this. But like we always joke like, this is the greatest business model ever. You get 7% of every Stanford kid's company. Like you make it. That's a good. Y Combinator is so genius. Like for like almost no money. They're like, just give me 7%, bro. It's cool.
It was $120,000.
Yeah.
Half the company, went into the trunk of my car. Half the company went in the trunk of Jake's car. Drove that half-baked robot out to Silicon Valley, and we were doing something that the rest of the cohort wasn't. Right?
Yeah,
you're in an environment.
You're
energy manufacturing. What are you even talking about? Is there even a problem there? I mean, we take it for granted now because it's in the mainstream. Like, do we have enough electrons? Do we have enough megawatt hours of electricity? Do we have the critical supply chains and the manufacturing to do what we need to do? 10 years ago, people weren't really talking about that.
No,
right?
I'm telling you, you were way ahead of
under
the
the radar. Even though we knew that deep down that the infrastructure was a grade C- and all these other things, right?
You were doing deep tech stuff way before people were doing deep tech stuff. Crazy.
So we built this robot in the second floor of a house in San Carlos. The owners are living downstairs, so we're like using their kitchen, we're sleeping in their house. I mean, we have $120,000 trying to build a hardware
breaking
company
the
with
breadboards and toaster ovens,
six people.
Or
Yeah,
the
we're
PCBs.
we're baking those things in the toaster oven.
Yeah, that's what I used to do.
And then then we're running this thing off the side of their house. We built this apparatus, up against the house, and this thing's screeching like a banshee. Just like not brushless motors or anything.
Yeah.
And anyhow, so all
like
that
stepper motors.
Yeah, there's hobbyist parts. Like the parts weren't even as good back then. They didn't have these like modular robot kits and stuff. There's no stack to build a robot. So anyhow, it was a pretty cool experience, but we decided to leave the Bay Area. I mean, we had a great experience out there. We decided to just like go back to Carnegie Mellon. You know,
Yeah,
I ended up going
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, and just proximity to the customer, and we kind of did again the unorthodox thing then. I mean, Silicon Valley was the place to be, but we had to make the dollar go farther.
Proximity to the customer is so important. Like I started my restaurant tech business in the Bay Area. And like I was like, I gotta get to New York because all the restaurant groups are headquartered there. So I was like, we gotta move this business to New York City. Like, what are we doing in the Bay Area? I was like, also the Bay Area and a restaurant scene, like they're all like ex-Google people who like became multimillionaires. So they're like, Steve, I don't even care if my restaurant's profitable. I don't want this software. It's like I just do this because I'm retired now. I'm rich.
Just want to.
And I was like, oh my god. But if you go to New York, they're all like, it's competitive. They're trying to survive. Like they'll implement all kinds of tech in restaurants there.
Yeah.
So like we had proximity to customers like one of the key things.
Totally.
A lot of founders totally like underestimate that. Like for example, in defense, they're all in like El Segundo right now. Like a lot of companies, a lot of startups in like LA. But like the customer is literally here. Like I'm going like every night I can just go into DC and find like 10 potential customers. So like I don't know why all these kids are doing it there. Like I don't really get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you did YC and then you raised Sam Altman. And then what was the next fund? Who was the first like big check?
Yeah, so we had a seed round after YC. You know, the thing is, you build, you grow 20%, month on week, and you go raise your seed round. And we had an opportunity to do a, very notable tier one, Sand Hill Road kind of venture firm.
Wait, who?
Yeah, I won't say, but
okay, you won't say.
They pressured us to not go to demo day, just we'll give you the $2 million, certain valuation. You'll stay here. We'll build it in the lab, and then we'll just scale it out, sell it to every service provider. You are a hardware product company, and we're like, nah, that doesn't sound right. So we pushed back. We're like, do our Series A or nothing, and we're gonna retain control of this. And so we end up walking. We end up just stitching together around, getting the right angels and micro VC funds in. And so we did $2 million. And then our first real institutional kind of big check was Founders Fund. So
okay, cool.
We did our Series A.
Are you like a Teal Fellow?
Yeah, we didn't do the Teal Fellowship.
I wanted to be a Teal Fellow, but he wouldn't let me.
Oh, really?
I was too old by the time I found out about it. I try to get Teal Fellows on the podcast though, because they all have a certain look, I love the Teal Fellows. Okay, so Founders Fund at the time was Trey there at the time or no?
Yep. So he's the partner.
Oh, he's on the board? Oh, hell yeah. I like Trey.
Yeah,
good
Trey's
dude.
awesome.
I have to compete with him at ACS because of Anduril, but
yeah,
it's all in the game,
Yeah.
I like to play from a position of weakness. And so, like, it's fun for me,
there you go,
because they have all this money.
Be the underdog.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, got to come back. That's why I was telling in another episode earlier today, I was like, I cried and remember the Titans. Because, like, it's an underdog triumph story, Okay, so Trey is on the board. Who else is is it the board? Is 3-person board still?
So it was, Founders Fund is pretty interesting. Well, they don't even really take board seats until you get to a certain size, right? So he didn't join right away. He joined in the later stage, but the current board is USIT with Thomas Tull and Gaetano, and then our most recent Series D investor, Cox Enterprises. So small board.
Yeah, and
very efficient
and Matt
board.
and Altman, Ben, Small World, Ben Braverman is really good friends with Trey too. And I think Trey just had his 40th birthday. He didn't invite me. Did you go?
The Quadrigismo.
Did you hit it up? Trey's birthday.
Yeah.
Was it sick?
It was all right.
Nice. Are you also do you do like the prayer God stuff with him or no?
If I was closer to his house in upper wherever it is, San Francisco.
He's got like probably 10 houses now. He's like a multi-billionaire, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a billionaire.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. He like started. I followed his career. It's so impressive because he like started as like a consultant at Palantir or something, like a 10th employee. I don't even know.
Yeah.
And like all the way to like partner, and now runs Anduril, and like it's fucking wild trajectory.
Yeah.
Man, crazy. Ben was telling me, he was like, he's like, Trey's still my friend, but he became all billionaire and stuff.
Yeah, Ben's great too.
No, Ben is hilarious. I fucking love
Ben. Ben was really helpful. Ben taught us a lot about go-to-market and stuff.
He's amazing because he was at Flexport.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Ryan Peterson? Yeah. I actually, when I was trying to do my first failed startup, I like met Ryan Peterson in like Noe Valley, or like, I don't even know. The Panhandle, next to the Panhandle, there's like Hayes Valley. I like met him in Hayes Valley randomly. It was like 2013. He was just starting Flexport, and I was like, that doesn't sound good at all. I have no idea what this is. I had no idea. And next thing, like 2 years later, it's like massive business. I'm like, well, that's clearly why I'm not an investor.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But crazy business. Too.
The book XPO, the founder of XPO, the big logistics company.
Oh yeah, but I don't know the book. What's the book?
How to Make a Billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but yeah, they probably read that. It's just like, oh, he did it.
He
So,
did it.
when the tagline is when there's mystery, there's margin.
Yeah. Maybe that's actually a really good tagline. That's awesome. Wait, let's get that book down. I want to read that. I want to check that out. What other nonfiction business books did you binge on in the early years? Heard the hard thing about hard things.
Yeah, I mean,
That's classic.
0 to 1 was
0 to
a
1.
huge
0 to 1.
thing.
0 to 1 is
Crossing the
formative.
chasm. Yeah. But yeah, there's 0 to 1 made us really think long and hard about what type of backers. Who do we want around us?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. You want some good ones. 0 to 1. The best chapter in that one's like the one on Elon. Where he's like sales grandmaster. That's what he calls him. I was like, damn. And he is.
Totally.
Obviously. Have you met Elon?
I'm trying to think. Like, have I actually had a conversation with him? I've been in the same place.
Yeah, I've
with him.
never met him same way. I've never talked to him. Talked to his brother before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Austin now, so maybe I'll see him at some point. But he's like 5 businesses or some shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, that we know of.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got 5 more coming.
How many children? How many
Well, no.
businesses?
So I thought about this a lot. Like I think that what he was able to do, like, or at least tell me if this is right. He cracked the code on like finding other CEOs to work for him, and like he incentivizes them properly, like a founder level to like do the company. And so you can sit across like 5 CEOs and like just tell them what to do. Mm-hmm. Like he's still in charge of all of it, but like
executive chairman, but
yeah,
like
but
actually
boom,
hands on.
So he's achieved scale. It's like founders like wild horses. Like he's a wild horse tamer. He like found a way to like convince guys like us to like run companies for him. Basically. And that's like the next level of entrepreneurship above what we do. Like, we just have our company. It's like kind of cringe now. Like you want to have like 5 companies. Like just owning one company, like what is that?
This is true.
Yeah. So what's your next one?
Yeah. Well, I think the dual threat kind of like how do you be impactful to the next generation companies? So, start a venture fund last year. And
you
I
did?
think, yeah. So I think Trey,
What's it
Trey's
called?
model. It's called First Order.
Oh, sick.
First Order Fund.
I love that.
But yeah, I think just the ability to influence other businesses and play a role that's not your typical boardroom role, but just like I want to generally be useful as an operator to operator.
Are you coming in at like early stage, or are you coming a little later?
Yeah, it's we're sort of we gotta we can write such large such big checks, so we have certain percentages that we hope to get to make it worth the while. But yeah, we'll start early and follow through.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
you can come in on the Bullfrog if you want, bro. Get you in.
Looks pretty sweet. What's your latest valuation?
Our last valuation was Series A was at 200 million post,
Nice.
And we're doing our new round now. I don't know what the valuation will be. We'll let the market decide, I guess. But
cool.
I think that we'll raise it in the next like 60 days. We'll probably raise like another 100 million or so.
Nice.
I have a couple. So I only have growth funds that are not in Anduril So I have like 6 growth funds that are looking at it like deeply that like it. But I can't pitch anyone that's in Anduril because they would never invest. Because I'll immediately call Trey and I'll be like, no. We're going to build that. And or whatever.
It's tough. They kind of got things locked out.
No,
it's also
prolific business.
They're also consolidating a lot too.
Prolific business. Yeah.
Works on both
the
sides.
only way I was able to do this at all because I had no revenue or product or anything. Like if I hadn't sold my last company to DoorDash, no one would have given me like $40 million with no product or team or revenue or contracts.
So what's your state? Like when does this go? When does it start to scale?
Oh, I mean, I think that, so this has been 3 years in the making. So this is a fully integrated turret company. So like we do all of all the firmware, all the robot dynamics code, motor controls, custom servos, cut all the steel. So everything but the gun basically and the lenses. So yeah, I mean, it's a very large product space. It's taken like 3 years. I think probably like we're 4 months away from like just starting to scale manufacturing and sell it after like a long time in the making.
Nice.
So it's pretty fun. What's also cool about this is as a single product company, it can be worth tens of billions because every gun on every vehicle across every military has to be able to be replaced with a gun that can hit drones in the next like 5 years. So like, I mean, I'm just like always on the plane to other countries. We're selling the shit out of this right now. We're pre-selling it. Like it's because everyone can't hit drones with a gun yet.
Do you think foreign military sales will hit first, or do you think?
We have three U.S. We have Army, Navy, and Marines deals, but I mean, we've already sold some foreign countries. Yeah, we'll announce like some pretty cool countries, but
cool.
It's really another thing that's really cool about it, which I didn't know because I didn't do any analysis when I started this business. I just like thought it'd be cool, is that it's very exportable because it's like the oldest weapon system in the world. It's just a gun turret. Like, so it's not like a missile like a Barracuda by Anduril or Roadrunner. Like Roadrunner is like more tightly controlled by our government.
Yeah, it's going to be export control.
But this, they're like, oh yeah, gun systems, whatever.
It's just the intelligence behind it.
Yeah, and like we don't really like play it up too much. I'm not trying to be like, this is the best gun ever. No, we're just like, oh, it's just like a standard gun turret or whatever. It's fine.
Smart.
Yeah, you can't be like. I always tell the team, like, don't like go to event, like, don't brag about like how fucking badass it is. Just be like, yeah, it's like just like the other gun system or whatever, And I think that's worked pretty well.
Nice.
Yeah, and also truly like AI. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's kind of like a jargon. Like, what is it? Artificial intelligence? What does it even mean anyway? Like, this is just like a more accurate control system. It's not like it's AI. It's just like a modern control system instead of a PID controller. It's just like a new control system. It's a little better.
Yeah.
I don't know, what kind of control systems do you use?
Yeah, well, for us, we think about a system that we want to design the right control systems for the right applications. So there's like some dependencies built there from a platform. We call it Fulcrum, but it's also like something we think about of like how do other technologies integrate as well. So it's like, again, if the purpose is to acquire data that needs to be created that doesn't yet exist, and to do that with standard data format, a way to sort of localize and stitch that all together into a geospatial kind of 3D model, that we need to first design our own control systems, but then also think about how do others plug into that in a cohesive way. But I think the big opportunity for us is like, again, it's like we don't want to put a ton of dependencies on how one robot gets operated from the next, and I think there's some similarities in like how Anduril thinks about that. But the core common operating platform infrastructure, that's Cantilever, and that's where all that data kind of comes together. And then how does that information get leveraged, get utilized at every level of the organization, right? From boots on the ground to the highest level of the enterprise. The facilities we work in have, knobs and controls. It's like, it's the cockpit of an airplane. It's like, you can't remotely operate that, until more recently.
Yeah.
But just everything's analog, everything's on-prem. So like the enterprise has no control over their facilities.
Yeah.
They're as good as their, lowest common denominator at the site level.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's a problem, right? Because even though we have great expertise and people that have cared about these, spaces, we don't have new entrants. And so we've got, a bunch of people that have 30 years of operating history that are going to move on. And those plants aren't retiring with them, right? I think the thought was like, okay, as the subject matter experts, the plant will retire at the same time, but that's not happening. We need all these systems. We have underlap right now, possibly in our like nuclear triad, right? Like we also have underlap in all of critical manufacturing and energy power generation and our grid and everything else. So how do you bridge that gap? How do you create that operating platform that enables the, you're not going to rip and replace out these like knobs and these like legacy control systems at the plant level, but how do you, close those gaps, connect those dots, go from point A to point B as quickly as possible and create that visibility and that ability to interact with that at the enterprise level. That's the focus. That's what we think about.
It's crazy. I mean, I feel like not many companies are. Do you really have much competitors other than just like legacy, like pencil paper type?
Yeah. I mean, I think like everyone that would play in the space today that have, instrumented and sort of operated these facilities for the last, century, right? Most of these companies, like maybe at some point they're a competitor. But I think the thing that we think most about, again, is like, there's been attempts to do this, and they've kind of failed miserably. Like GE came out with a product called Predix. I don't know if you remember. It spent billions of dollars trying to digitize the facility, turn the atoms into bits, and then use those bits in a more, interesting, impactful way to optimize system level.
So you got some legacy players that are like, I'll do it, but they're just GE now.
But they failed.
Yeah,
it didn't. And the problem was like you try to build this generalized clunky thing that just falls over. Like there's no adoption, there's no usage. It doesn't actually solve any problem, even though it's capable. So it's like, imagine the ERP system then brought down to the facility level that has like so much more variability and so much more decision making than sort of like your more simplified ERP layer. And so the OT level, the operational side of things, hasn't been changed by technology. At all.
Yeah.
And, maybe companies like C3 or Palantir want to do that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, they've largely existed at the enterprise. They haven't connected back down to like the physical atoms.
Well, if you don't have the
ground
actual
floor.
like robot stuff, like how do you even do it well? Like Palantir can't really get into this space. Like, come on.
If you don't have hardware, I think it's hard because again, what are you ingesting? What data are you ingesting?
They might try to come to you and say, "Let me have your data," and you're like, "No, it's my data." Like, you probably wouldn't. You have a moat. Like the moat, you're the platform.
Mm-hmm.
So like Palantir's not gonna. I mean, you might let the wolf in the hen house or whatever.
Yeah. I think
it's all in the family, Trey and stuff.
There's synergies there, and we we're an open platform, and but we do think a lot about like how do you consolidate all the data.
Yeah, I would also like Palantir's a big hungry company. Like they want to get in on all these industries, right? Yeah. So I'm sure you probably integrate or run into them at some point. They want to do some analytics. They want to do their thing. Yeah. But they don't deserve it because they didn't make the robots. They got to make the robots.
Yeah, they didn't do the hard work.
Maybe they'll. Yeah. Well.
No, we're standing on their shoulders though, in all ways. I think we have maybe the second most. I think like from an alumni standpoint, Gecko has the second most Palantir alumni.
Oh yeah. I mean,
after Andrew.
Palantir is such a rip-roaring business. It's crazy. I mean, like they were saying, it's like trading at like 500 PE, but their forward PE is like 100. So it's like because they're gonna grow so much, and it's probably low. I bet you their forward PE is like
what is it like 70 times revenue or something like that?
Their PE
or just times revenue? Yeah, 70 times.
But their forward-looking PE is like way lower because like people know they're gonna grow so much in the next like year. Yeah, and so like I mean it's crazy. That's why the stock's popping so hard. Yeah. Did you see that Alex Moore tweet of Palantir that one time? Did you see that shit? That was funny. I don't know if you saw that.
I can't remember which one. Oh, you had to delete it
because he was like,
I can't pull it up.
No, it broke. You can't pull it up. It was an SEC violation tweet. Oh. He was like pumping the stock, and he's on the board of Palantir. That's something I would do for sure, though. I love that. I love Alex. He lives in Austin too. I see him a lot. Yeah.
8VC.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they're actually 8VC's office is right by my co-founder's house. Like probably like a 8-minute walk, like because it's in the South Congress. I love that area. Yeah. And so like their office is right there, and all the good restaurants. Like I love that area. Yeah. How often do you get to Austin?
Well, we launched one of our offices. So Pittsburgh headquarter, we went down to Texas to be part of that ecosystem. So we had power generation kind of in the Mid-Atlantic region. Oil and gas was next, and so I started offices in Houston and Austin kind of simultaneously, and so moved down there.
What part of you're down there a lot?
Yeah, moved down there just to do that, to like get the things off the ground. Yeah, well now I'm doing that in DC.
Okay. Okay. So you're here a lot. Yeah. Oh, sweet. You want to go golf sometimes? You ever golf? You look like you could crush a golf ball.
Yeah, I can hit it. I can hit it pretty hard. We should get on the simulator. Yeah. You see.
I only have an 8-iron here right now.
It'll end up I need a nice open one.
Okay.
Because it could be 2 holes left or right.
Oh, okay, nice.
But I played one round this year. It was Oakmont, 3 weeks before the Open came through.
Oh, the greens were probably fast.
And I looked like a 3. Actually, it wasn't the greens because it was rainy and cold and wet. It was the rough. I looked like a 3-year-old hitting a golf ball.
First of all, that's just so stupid.
I'm like, I shouldn't have aimed at the pin. I should have just aimed straight back into the fairway because I swung full swing and hit it 5 yards.
The fact that the pros can just hit it out of that rough is crazy. I mean, they couldn't.
But they kind of couldn't because I was sort of like, okay, I'm not totally crazy for sucking at this golf course because I saw Rory McIlroy basically hit a 50-yard shot 25 yards. So he just like dunked it right into a trap.
There was like
he's like, I want to be in the trap. Like everyone wants to be in the trap. That's the place to be. The beach.
Because if you're in that rough, it's horrible. Yeah, no, I belong to Army Navy country.
Oh, dude.
So
awesome.
Next time you come, bring your sticks.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We'll go hit it, dude. It's
that'd
fun.
Be cool.
And it's not that hard of a course. And you can hit it like to fairways over.
Sounds like my kind of course.
It's really fine. Yeah, I used to be much better. I played as a kid, but I was much better after I sold my company because I didn't have a job for like a year and a half. So I was just like golfing every day. And then I like started this. So
Austin Country Club's a nice track.
Yeah, who's the member? Do you know any members there?
Yeah, I played that there.
I think isn't Joe Lonzo trying to be a member? He's not a member yet.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I've heard. You have friends that are members there? I have one friend who's a member there.
Yeah. Someone that actually was down in our Austin office.
It's amazing. Yeah. Okay, well let me get on there, bro. Help me out. Let me cook me up. My whole goal in life is to get on all the good golf courses, but for free. I'm trying to mooch. I can't afford it. Austin CC is really nice. They have a lot of good courses there. Yeah, but it's like the weather can be hit or miss in Austin, as you know.
It's kind of the vibe, right? It's a little bit about it's leisurely.
I like to golf because I'm not trying to get good. Like I'm okay. I'm a pretty good golfer.
What's your handicap?
Right now it's a 14.
Respectable.
I had it at single digits when I didn't have a job. Like I was like a 9, but now that I'm doing this, but I don't care about the getting better. Like I don't even care about putting. I just want to hit the tee shot. I hit a tee shot, and I like to be out of work for a couple hours. Like it's something to get away from the stress of this startup shit. That's why it's like a nice escape.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can make it work related. Like yesterday, I was golfing at Army Navy with Senator Cornyn, the chief of staff.
Nice.
So you can sometimes golf with like the hill and stuff.
I mean, it used to be all about business, right? My grandfather learned to play from him, and he golfed 65 straight days for business. He had 7 holes in one in his life, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I never had a hole in one
that's how he ran a motors business, but every day that's just how business. It's died off a little bit, but I think it's
still there. Why it's so good for business? It's kind of cliche, but it's because it takes so long. It's like 3.5 hours. Don't worry, the leaking's fine. I'm not concerned about that. But
I'm concerned about my pants.
Oh, okay, yeah. Jack, should we get
let me get something.
Yeah, you got it.
Is it coming out of the cup?
Yeah, I think your cups
That's
are
fine.
faulty. I think there's got a hole in the bottom.
Listen,
I got it.
we're only a Series A. We're not like as scaled as you, bro.
Okay.
It's all we can afford,
Yeah, no branding.
I told
the
Sachs,
cups.
our main investor is David Sachs, and I was like,
Oh, okay.
I was like,
Sexy.
Sachs. Yeah, he invested in my
How's
last
your rule
company.
of 40?
What?
How's your rule of 40?
Oh, it's horrible.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, my rule. The burn ratio.
Oh, the burn ratio. I got
burn
the wrong
multiple.
one.
What is
there
it?
it is. Burn multiple. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, it's not good. Whatever. I think we're burning like $2 million a month or something right now. I don't know, a little more. Not too bad, but
Are you done with
I'm a high burn founder though. Like I think it's risky to not spend it.
Yeah.
Like I've
fall
always
behind.
people don't understand like
Once you've opened it up, you gotta go.
Once
go
you're
full
on it,
throttle.
once you're on it, you're on it. Yeah. People don't understand risk. I think sometimes like I hear founders, I talk to them, they'll be like, after I raise this round, I'll have 92 months of runway. And I'm like, why? why are you raising that?
Yeah.
Like they just because I'll be able to just do it forever. And I'm like, well, this doesn't sound like it's properly being optimally run. Like you have to, I like to keep kind of when I'm on the treadmill here, max 13 months, 14 months. Like I'm pedal to the metal because I believe I'll just find more money anyway.
Yeah.
But we're fucking going. Like
There you go.
if you're raising it, you gotta use it.
Yeah.
Like you can't let it comfortably sit in your bank account.
Yeah.
Because that's why do it then?
And you're frugal. You don't spend it on,
I bought a golf simulator. What the funny? Like I don't know how frugal. We have first of all, I wish I were a little more frugal. I have this office is a little bit over the top. Like I spent money on this. And then in Austin I got like the ACS penthouse for parties. Yeah. Yeah, when you're in Austin, you come to our ACS penthouse.
South by Southwest.
That's why we bring because in Austin they have, I don't know if you know, like the Army Application Lab, DIU, Defense.
Yep.
I don't know if you work at DIU at all.
Yeah.
You probably do,
Of course,
because you're dual use.
Mm-hmm.
They're all there. So we throw ragers. Yeah, it's sick. You should come to one. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's all I when I first visited Austin in like 2020, something like that, 2019, probably wasn't 2020. That was a no travel year. But it was all about that. It was all sales culture.
Yeah.
It was everyone jump on tables, make phone calls till 6:30 p.m., throw rager, neon hats.
Yeah.
It's like that was the vibe. I was just like, it was all the engineers got left behind in Silicon Valley. All the engineers stayed in Silicon Valley, and all the sales.
It's all
sales
down there. It's
pros
still kind
go
of
down
there.
to Austin.
It's still kind of like that. I mean, our company, we got Saronic down there now. We got like Defense Tech. There's a couple
That's a
companies
cool
down there,
company,
and they're like, yeah, it's really cool. Actually, we sublease from them.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, like I don't even know the founders. They're cool. Like Viv and Dino and them.
Yeah.
They're like a lot more serious than me. I always make fun of them. I'm like, you're so serious. I'm like big defense guys. but the seriousness works for them. That's like their angle. Like we are a prime that makes boats. Although speaking of boats,
Your capital stack is also serious. So
Dude, it's serious.
You got to ratchet up the seriousness.
Yeah, I'm not
got to
gonna
return that.
I don't think I'm gonna ratchet it up even after I mean, I raised like 43 million, and I'm gonna raise a lot more. And like I can't ratchet it up. This is who I am. I mean, I just don't. I tried to for a while wear a suit and tie and be like, I'm a defense contractor, and I was like, fuck it.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
No.
You gotta be authentic. So it's just not me. This is not me. I was never like that in the Navy either. Like I just wasn't serious enough for the nuclear Navy. Okay, wait.
We should talk about the nuclear Navy.
Yeah, we should. Oh no, so I was actually gonna go there.
Bechtel, right?
I have Bechtel.
Bechtel.
Yeah, I BPMI.
Yeah.
I used to joke when I was in the Navy. That was my prime contractor I worked with.
Yeah.
BPMI in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And I would always tell them I wanted to make a calendar of all the hottest BPMI executives. It's called BPMI guys. The calendar of BPMI. They were like, I hate this guy so much. Yeah, they loved me. But Bechtel is a huge company. Huge company.
Their CEO went to Grove City.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Bechtel is one of those companies most people don't know about.
Yeah.
Like it's
My
unless you're
first
students
roommate
of the
worked.
game.
My first roommate worked there, but yeah, we have a big contract with them.
I mean, as you should. They need smart companies to work with them, as you know how it is there, because it's like all like project managers and stuff that like coordinate.
Mhm.
But they are quietly one of the biggest companies in the world. I mean, like people don't realize they're huge. I mean, Bechtel is a massive conglomerate worldwide.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And of increasing importance, right?
Huge. I mean,
Infrastructure.
hugely
like,
important. I mean, it's crazy.
how many
And-
people know how to do infrastructure in the U.S., right? Like,
No, I mean-
we're way behind. China's throwing up, massive infrastructure projects in
Huge.
a tenth of the time, quarter the cost.
Yep.
But Bechtel is, Brandon's got, lots riding on him.
ripping business. Yeah, he has to be serious. Because that's serious business.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of shipyards and nuclear navy and stuff, I forget when I came across this. Oh, I was trying to sell Seadrone or something a couple years ago, like to a shipyard, Newport News, which I'm sure you've got. They were like, oh, we're looking at Gecko right now. We're evaluating them. This is probably like 24 months ago.
Okay.
Which the CEO of Newport News, I forget her name, but my good friend from the Navy, who's the SCS in my building, Mark Henneberger, his wife Karen Henneberger is like best friends with her. So I'm sure your BD team's crushing Newport News, but if not, I got some connects.
Awesome.
We'll
take them.
Yeah,
we got some things in
I forget her name.
in progress
Look up
with them.
CEO of Newport News, Jack. Young Jamie. Pull up CEO of Newport News.
Yeah.
But no, Gecko.
Well, they had that whole issue though with the weld quality.
Yeah.
So she was very apologetic.
No, there's a
about
woman.
that.
No, there's like a Carrie.
There was
It's Carrie Wilkin. Maybe Carrie. I think that might be her name. President. It's a woman. I think it's Carrie. Or maybe no, it's Jennifer.
Jennifer Boykin. She left though.
Oh, okay, she left. Was she Northrop? Or
No, she was within a
because okay, there's another
Newport
one.
News. No,
okay.
but a lot
I
of
guess
people,
my
a lot of
contacts
people,
are stale
a lot
now,
of people's, a lot of people moved on after that. Yeah,
Oh.
there was a lot of changeover within
Okay.
HII and NNS.
Well, anyways, that seems like a great breeding ground for Gecko Robotics there at that shipyard. I mean, I used to go there all the time, by the way, for naval reactors where I work. Like I would go down there and like inspect.
Yeah.
Like be like, there's a spill on the ground. I'd point. In the Navy, when you see a problem, you just point at it, and then wait for someone to do something about it. Like, problem.
So were you actually out at sea when this would happen, or would this?
No,
be...
I worked at the headquarters for the nuclear Navy, naval reactors, and that's where a lot of our Allen control systems, a lot of our founding team, our VP, we're all naval reactors engineers.
Yeah.
So we were like, my master's in nuclear engineering, and I worked on the reactor protection systems for the Virginia class and the Ford class carriers. But we would go to the shipyards for like they're building the new ships. Like we're going there to like help facilitate when there's problems. Or something that we need to get our eyes on. But mostly we had people down at the shipyards that did this for us. Only sometimes we'd go down and like get eyes on it ourselves, like a problem.
So what do you think is the useful life for nuclear reactor? Like, I mean, it feels like we're just constantly extending.
Well,
them.
do you know? I don't know if this is class. I always end up saying classified shit.
Yeah.
Like on the Virginia class submarines, like they refuel them once.
Yeah.
Once in their whole life of the sub.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or do they not refuel them anymore? Good thing I'm doing. So the CCP probably listens to this, and I was like, someone was telling me that some Army general was like, "Hey, you got to watch out what you say on here." And I was like, "Guys, they're
Is
getting
that the one with General Rainey?
No, not that one. But I was like, guys, if they're listening to this podcast, they're getting misinformation up and down because I'm like definitely saying some shit that's wrong. I'm like, yeah, we refuel them.
It's good. It's good plausible deniability.
Yeah. I don't
we
know.
gotta throw off the CCP.
Anyways, so the reactors last. I think there are life of ship reactors now that they're trying to build, and this could last decades, And then there's like some of them do one refueling, like aircraft carriers, the Nimitz class, they do like one in their life, like a 60-year life or something. I'm making them, they're rough numbers. But yeah. So why do you ask?
I'm just worried that we're gonna have an underlap between Columbia and Ohio.
Yeah,
and,
Virginia.
Yeah.
No, we are not making enough ships. And you're seeing that like theme, right, play out with Saronic. All these companies are like, I don't know if you've studied the space much as a VC, but there's probably 30 USV companies. Like there's a lot of Saronics, which is very interesting. I don't know why there's so many, but there's a lot. And the premise is like that we're going to make these like unmanned vessels to like bridge the gap of not having the big blue Navy. But I don't actually think it solves the problem. Like we actually need more like warships, like big ass warships. Yeah. But to build them is very hard. There's only 2 cranes, like the actual crane that can like help make a warship. There's like 2 in the country. Like if you just drone strike those, we're not making any ships.
Yeah.
Like to repair that crane takes years.
Mm.
Like it's a vulnerable piece of infrastructure. And like I'm not saying anything that the admin doesn't know. Like they know this,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
we have so little ability to build these big ships.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not changing anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
One like 232 times the capacity, right? China has.
Yeah, yeah. And I know that's a little overstated because
Yeah.
like that's like for all their ships. I think Palmer. It's like
a lot of commercial.
yeah, it's a little
vessels.
overstated, but it's definitely a lot. They can make a lot more warships than we can make. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure what the plan is, because the plan shouldn't be to make a bunch of like random little USVs. Because like I don't know, they're just not going to do much.
Those USVs have to get transported, right? It's like the same problem with
Yeah.
the autonomous drones. Like the CC, like these things have to get
Yeah, 'cause
moved
war is
by
a-
the big platforms.
War is a war about logistics. All wars are logistics based. Like yeah, you can't
the
just like.
Pacific Ocean's pretty vast.
I've heard it's big. I've heard it's very large. Yeah, no, okay, there's so much to talk about here. It's so fun. Like people like aren't really thinking clearly about this. Like if you really want to make like the products good, you got to get a deal with Taiwan, and you got to be like, okay, we're gonna put like 10,000 boats in your harbor, autonomous, and when there's a blockade around your country, they're just gonna drive out from your harbor and bust up the blockade.
Yep.
Like that's a good use case for these like kamikaze boats.
Mm-hmm.
However, China sees that as an act of war against them. So there's no political will to put all these boats there. So what are they gonna do? Just sit in our LA port or some shit?
Mhm.
Like I don't even get it.
Mm.
Yeah, but maybe it's above my pay grade. Like I'm not the war gamer.
Mhm.
You know, it's maybe they've got it, and
Mhm.
that this podcast is just the color commentary on shit. But we'll see. I mean, that's one issue though. Yeah, and the destroyers. Like I was in the Navy. My sister's a commander in the Navy. She's a SWO. My dad was like we're a military family. Like the cruisers can hold a couple of these. Like you could probably put like 5 Saronic Corsairs on it.
Yeah.
And then you got to still drop them in the water.
Yeah.
And then drive them out.
Yeah.
Like at that point, why not just use a fucking artillery shell?
Yeah.
Like, and in fact, we talked to a lot of naval officers. They're like, yeah, these kamikaze boats are cool, but like, have you seen all the cannons on my ship? I'll just bust them up from 30 miles out. Yeah. So I'm wondering about the overall utility, like in a real war, but I don't know. I'm not the VC.
Yeah, I mean, what we're doing about that is, how do you, got to build the ships faster. You got to maintain them better. Readiness is, that's a huge opportunity to get more hulls back in the water, right? We just don't need new ones. Every year we've had a declining fleet.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily by choice. It's sort of like we can't actually keep up with sustainment. The sustainment tail's long and hard and
the sustainment tail
costly.
Is hard, and you can make it a little cheaper, probably, hopefully, help it a bit.
Yeah,
it's expensive as fuck to sustain these ships.
Yeah. I mean, over 2/3 of the cost, right, is in the sustainment.
Oh
tail.
Yeah, the life cycle management.
As soon as you build it, you got the liability of 2/3 of the cost.
Yeah, and I guess the one argument for the small little kamikaze boats is that they don't care about that.
They're trittable.
Yeah, trittable and whatever. Although, are they? I don't know. I wonder how. I don't know if you've seen the trend. I follow. I mean, I'm a defense tech podcaster, so I follow this a lot. But like, they all started announcing bigger and bigger boats. Like Blue Water Autonomy. Hey, on the podcast, he comes in. He's like, "We got a 150-foot boat." And then literally, I swear to God, I was telling Viv at Serrano this. I was like, "It's so funny." It's like right out of the show Silicon Valley. The next day, I swear to God, they were like, "We have a 151-foot boat," and they announced it and had a rendering of it. I was like, "This is literally some Gavin Belson shit, bro." We got a bigger boat than their boat. Trust me. But do you know why they're announcing all these big boats? Do you know why? Because the Navy loves big ass boats. They're like, we need big boats, bro. That's what we want. And so like, it's a product market fit thing, right? They started with these small kamikaze boats. And yeah, maybe the Navy will buy a couple of them. SOCOM, whatever. But then they're like, oh shit, we need to satisfy these investors in the Navy. And they're like, give us the big boat. And this is my fundamental problem with the industry. You don't have this problem because you're like a real product company, but like they call us defense contractors. Why? Because we're a fucking contractor. Like we do what we're told. Like I want to give them like what I want to build. Like this is my art project, but like at the end of the day, government, I'm their contractor, and they will tell us, and they will tell Saronic to build them a 150-foot boat. Like you're at their whim. At their pleasure. You got to do it. That's why that's called defense contracting, not defense product sales.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's the if you're a dual use company, you've developed a commercial market around a product. But yeah,
that's why your stuff's sweet. Like you go to the DIU, you're like, look, I already sell this. Those are my products. So you can use it or not, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, maybe that was kind of looked down upon. Like if you weren't all in fully a defense contractor, you're just going to get that 1% and we'll sort of splice that pie up however many times you want to do it. But it feels like that's changing.
I think it is changing. Well, Anduril
We'll see how fast it changes.
I think Anduril has changed the game a lot.
Yeah.
Like, because they like just front run the R&D and they make the products.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, take my product. But even then, if you've really studied it like I do, like obviously if you look at Roadrunner, pull up the Roadrunner, and they know what it is, but they're obviously in the know. But like, do you know the history of Roadrunner?
Their marketing. Cool.
Yeah, marketing's sick. Well, everything. I mean, the company's so awesome. Okay, yeah, just like a picture of it. You can do the full video, whatever. Just go to a part of it where it has the picture of it. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh no, go to that. Actually, like this part. Yeah, the cooler, the Yeti cooler that they put it in. Okay, yeah. All right. That's fine. Pause. Okay, first you got the cooler. That's sick, right? Okay, so the history of this, by the way, is that they co-developed this with SOCOM. And so, because they're a contractor, they're Anduril defense contractor. And so SOCOM like wanted to have this be VTOL. Are you familiar with VTOL?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the military the military loves VTOL. It's like their favorite thing. They want to put VTOL in everything if they can. They don't care why. They just want it. And so obviously this
you can deploy it off a small boat.
Yeah, you can do whatever, man. It's so versatile. Cost be damn. We gotta add VTOL to this shit. So this competes with Lockheed Martin's Coyote. And Coyote is like it's got the missile tubes.
Coyote and Roadrunner.
Yeah,
that's a cartoon.
But Coyote comes out of a missile. Yeah, exactly. That's what clever. Palmer's clever. Coyote comes out of a missile tube. It's like a 4-pack, and not VTOL. So it's cheaper in many. It can be cheaper unless Lockheed wants to jack the price up or whatever. But this is VTOL and comes in a Yeti cooler. And so you put a couple of these on the back of your ship, that can work. But like in general, it's not like a mass. I would say like if you're like building like an Iron Dome or something, like you really don't care about VTOL at all. You just have like your missile tubes and you're ready to bust it up. Anyways, my long story short here, play it. The long story short is like you've got this thing coming out and it's VTOL and then it goes like Mach 9 because it's like fucking jet powered and it goes way faster than an Iranian Shahed could ever go. Just because that's like, we're America and that's badass. But in general, I would say like this is something that is overbuilt because you don't really like necessarily need something like this to take out an Iranian Shahed or whatever. But the defense contractor, they wanted all these capabilities. They wanted it to be the sickest product ever, And so like that's the kind of thing where I would like to see a little bit more like thoughtfulness around like product building in this space because I think that this is a little bit overbuilt.
But the firm fixed price. I would say historically, of course, you're just like as a prime, increase my cost. I'll increase my cost basis. I'll make my margin.
Yeah.
So I do think the alignment is getting better with a company like Anduril stays away from that, right? They want to do firm fixed pricing. They want to preserve margin. So they're not necessarily incentivized to over feature.
But the reusability nature of it is hilarious to me too. Like, oh, you know what? If we don't actually hit the drone, just come on back, bro. Again, like, I mean, it's fine. Like, honestly, I think it's a very, very cool product. I just question the efficacy in a real war. Like, I think it would just be a bunch of.
What does one of those cost?
Well, they don't really say.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the line item. I mean, we can guess like roughly it's like $250,000 or something a piece, or I don't actually know the number, but there's people that guess around there. Yeah. And Shahed is $60K. So but obviously we're America, so we don't really care. Like we have way more money than Iran, so like we can spend extra $190K a kill. Yeah. But actually, I'm not even kidding. I'm not saying this like sarcastically. Like we can. Like it doesn't matter. Like fucking $190K, whatever. But I do think that there are cheaper ways to do some of this stuff. But again, it's not like it's no fault to Anduril. Like they're very talented. It's the product management gets shared across the contractor and the government, and so then requirement bloat occurs. It's like classic product management, like 101. In any industry, it might have this, like where you like your feature creep. And I think that tends to happen a lot in the military. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it won't happen to you though. I can tell you're a CPO, badass. You're not going to let them feature creep you.
Yeah. I mean, It's we've started to learn that as we've gone up the exquisite platforms and that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, it applies broadly and widely, and you know, we want to maximize for, you know, time to value.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So you got the platform, the customers. What are your main, like, if you pie chart high level, like top 3 like industries for your revenue, like that you serve, like power, like energy?
Yeah, so you know, we're sort of across the critical supply chains for military industrial base, starting with power gen, energy writ large, manufacturing. We work with, you know, the mining companies, steel producers, you know, process industries that transform, you know, raw material into something more valuable. So that's like on the commercial side where we really cut our teeth for the first 12 years. And then, you know, over the last 4 years, started to really get into the national security defense space, and Navy was, you know, Air Force, Navy. They've been good partners so far.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so, you know, DoD is definitely in the top 3.
That's awesome. And so, and what's, I don't know if you have any breaking out, like what's next for what's any cool product roadmap things you can share, or is it all too secretive?
Yeah,
It's some new stuff coming.
No. Can definitely sort of.
I don't want to blow you up, you know, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But we are focused on just like what's the problem behind the problem.
Yeah.
You know, and so like what we've been able to deliver today, insights to this part of the facility, this part of the ecosystem. How do you just get that single pane of glass?
Yeah.
And how do you sort of get the comprehensive view, the system level view, and then you optimize from there. And you know, that's where the synergies. That's where because. Again, today, a lot of things are done on time-based driven decisions, OEM, vendor lot, you know, things that sort of just are like, we've done this the same way. We know that we're going to spend $100 million to recapitalize this asset every 10 years. But as time goes on, that catches up.
Yeah.
And $100 million is no longer enough to go around. We have to be targeted. We have to be precise and surgical with where we put that. So I think, you know, stitching those pieces together, we start on the fixed side. Fixed structural side, concretes, the dumb stuff, but it's, you know, sort of the backbone.
Yeah, it makes sense. No, of course.
Pressure tubes and, you know, pressure hulls and missile tubes and boilers and tanks and pipelines. But
Yeti coolers,
you know, we're all over them. And yeah, so now it's about, you know, what's the heartbeat of the facility? You know, it's the process side. It's the rotating equipment. It's all the machinery. It's the intermittent machines. It's the rotating equipment. It's the, you know, processes. And so when you can start to put all those pieces together, now all of a sudden you can get to the root cause. Maybe today, I mean, I'd say 80% of maintenance is unnecessary because you're sort of band-aiding a problem that you could fix operationally, but you don't actually have all the data to even understand. Like, there's no feedback mechanism.
That's pretty cool
today.
to think about, like lowering the maintenance burden.
Yeah, it's all about bending that curve.
The amount of maintenance in the nuclear Navy is insane. It's so terrible.
And
it's terrible.
And you know, when you do that, not only do you get the benefit of spending less dollars, but you actually get more uptime because you're like, it's really time intensive to take shit apart and put it back together.
Yeah, no, it's awful. Like racking out a circuit breaker panel and then like, I mean, just everything around like doing maintenance for like a reactor compartment is horrible.
So yeah, some of it has to be done. A lot of it is, you know, you need the trade space.
Yeah.
You know, you need to be able to like parallel process things instead of just, you know, today we wait until we're in the situation of the overhaul or the maintenance cycle. And we're like, it's a discovery process. Let's send our army of people in. Let's wait 3 to 5 days till the marine scientist makes it safe to go into this tanker void. You know, like all this stuff is like, how do you pull all that data left? How do you get the robot swarms to go out there and collect that data while the asset is, you know, not offline? And then you start to create that longitudinal view.
Dude, I see exactly why you crushed my friend Eduardo. You're way more sophisticated.
To be honest, I'd never heard of Eduardo.
Exactly.
So
That's exactly.
It was never on my radar.
It wasn't like you didn't like crush. You're more like a giant. Like you didn't crush him. Like.
So what are you gonna do with this company? You still have it.
I have the Sea Drone. Yeah. I'm gonna turn it into a little bomb. Like an underwater bomb or something.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Bring it into the portfolio.
I'll just. I mean, if you guys just want it, you can have it. Like you don't need it for anything. Your robots are way better.
How many do you have? Do you have a?
We have a lot of them. We have a lot of Sea Drones. We have a lot of underwater tethered robots.
Where are they at?
They're in.
We'll check one out.
They're in. You should know when you're in Austin. We could go drive one around.
That'd be cool.
I want you to see the thruster. He made these custom thrusters. I think you'll like.
Can you make them into like a pool cleaner or something?
I don't know. I mean, let's do some BD. Maybe I can. Let me sell you something. Give me some money. Oh man, I can't wait for Eduardo to listen to this. This is gonna be so fun. We like to fuck with each other, as you can tell, I'm sure. But okay, so you ran on. Are you going public soon? Or like, what's up? You raised like $300 million, right, or some
The
crazy
public,
amount.
the public question. We've raised a modest amount of capital, 330.
Yeah, it is. I mean, for that kind of company, it is modest. You know.
Yeah, for this platform, this sophisticated technology stack, hardware.
We've done it very
sensors.
efficiently.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate the burn ratio, but we live by that.
Stacks will love it.
You know, the public question always comes up. I look at the pros and cons of that. If there's like, you can have the visibility to the Fortune 500, to the Department of Defense. There's some real merit to that. It's also comes with a lot of distractions and a lot of maybe short term. It shortens your cycles in some ways.
Yeah.
And so there's rigor, but ultimately our plan is to take the company public.
Yeah.
I think it's a question of timing.
Yeah, nice. I'll tell you mine. Not to give away my business strategy too much, but after I raise this Series B, I'm going to go public within like 6 months with almost like no revenue, because at a very small
SPAC?
cap. Yeah,
SPAC?
because here's why. This is a very visceral product, and when you see it, you'll understand like more about how devastating it is, and the public loves it. Like every time I go on Fox Business, I get like emails. What's the ticker symbol from like boomers and shit, and I'm gonna front run like the rest of the industry by years because like they're all slow to go public. It's as a strategy, and then like think about it. You go public, you pump the stock, you use the balance sheet to buy companies because like founders like me, I can't get acquired because I can't trust the founders who are buying me with their like bullshit private stock. So like I can actually
because these packages are so equity weighted.
Yeah, and like I don't know the stack on Andrew. Like I couldn't sell my company. I can't sell it to them because I couldn't trust what they're gonna do. Like
they'd give you some cash though, right?
I mean, I don't need that. I mean, I already sold one company.
Yeah.
I don't need that much.
You
cash
just want
anyway.
the upside.
Yeah, and so like I don't know like what they're gonna do. Like no matter how tight they are with me. And this is a general feeling.
You
for
think
founders.
their acquisition window is kind of closed? Like it was attractive when you were like, oh, I'm a $10 billion company. I can become a $1 trillion company. But now,
no, this company is going to have to be bought, or it's going to be a menace. Like my company, there's no amount of price that companies won't pay for this thing. You'll see, it's going to be sick. But point is, I can't like necessarily get bought because like I don't know. And so, but other founders feel this way. And so, if you're public and you have liquid stock, you can use it. And you can make much better corp dev. I think your corp dev in defense gets way better. Like I think my corp dev strategy will be a lot better because of that. And so I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. It's going to be awesome. I'm already setting it up. I've already been like lining it up.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting things that happen in the later stages though. With like we've been pretty like accommodating to this, especially to people that like want to leave the company or have left the company. Is like go trade. The secondary markets are pretty liquid.
That is true. This like I could like.
It depends upon the company's stance on it, of course. But it's like, look, if like you're not building value in the company anymore, if you're not sort of increasing the value of your equity because you're personally putting in the cycles to make the impact, then like why hold it? Why? It's just like,
I totally agree with you.
And then it's not monopoly money anymore. It's not this problem that you exist. So I don't know if Anduril stock trades on these secondary markets, but
they do. Yeah. But they have to allow you to. You're at the whims.
Everyone is like sort of a.
You have to. I don't have control over that. Is what I'm saying. The founders they don't get to decide.
They let the little ones go through.
Yeah. But I think that. Yeah, I just think that like in corp dev for defense, like I think having a liquid stock actually is a competitive advantage, and so I'm gonna front run. I'm just gonna do it, and I'm like we're set up to do it.
So do you know your buys? Do you know your consolidation strategy?
Yeah. I can't share that, but like
awesome.
I know exactly what to do.
Yeah, no, we're on the same track.
Like it's like that's a big part of this. I think corp dev, besides having the best product or whatever and the best robotics team, like the corp dev is how you really crush defense. And I think we can do it. I'm a corp dev person at heart. Like that's how I built my last company. I didn't even have a sales team really for my restaurant tech. I like all through corp dev exotic warrant deals. Like I would do like warrant deals with like OpenTape, like all kinds of these bigger companies, and like get them selling my product. So I'm more of a corp dev person than a marketing sales guy. So I have like a big plan for this year. I think it's gonna be sick.
It's interesting.
Yeah. I think that's the way. I think that's the real last angle to make a massive defense company. You got to do it right. Like you can't. You're not looking for cheap. I'm not trying to buy companies on the cheap. I'm trying to buy like strong companies that have products that have congressional marks, and then you just expand the marks. Super hard.
So how do you think about what is cheap in your mind? Like we're
not looking for like companies that I don't want companies that like they have they have a really promising tech. They have like promising tech, but they were not like good at sales. Like I'm not looking for like teams like that. I'm looking for like good businesses that are going to pay up for, which I think is a different approach than you're seeing some of these other players take. Like trying to capital starve people and then buy it cheap. Like that's not what we're doing. Yeah. And then they're also like, we're not really trying to go super wide with the product strategy. It's more like vertically down. Like it's more owning more of like the existing like stack of the AI machine gun. Get down to that neodymium mine, you know, gotta go fully. So it's like, I would
That's
say
the next business. That's a business I'd want to create.
Yeah.
Get minerals and that, you know, and
no, we need to talk
rare
about this.
earths out there.
I mean, really, like we have a pretty big presence in Mexico with our company. And like we've been noticing a lot, China's buying up all the land like around, like in Mexico, like it's because there's a bunch of minerals, like they're buying it all because they're getting ready to like mine it. And like, we're not doing it. It's crazy.
Did you see that gold mine or the gold reserves, the ore reserves that they recently found in Africa? It's like it's like 50% of the world's currently traded gold.
It's crazy, yeah.
Not that gold's as useful as for defense technology.
I mean, I don't know. What do you? They found like they're obviously finding more supply of gold.
Yeah,
and like
it's the refinement.
Where do you feel on the like Bitcoin versus gold, like store of value type thing? You a big Bitcoin guy?
I think it's we've all adopted gold. I had Bitcoin in college, a little bit, and then since then I kind of was like didn't like I was never a crypto kind of web crypto 3.0
crypto
whatever.
I never really got into it.
But I think it's an interesting store of value. It seems like it's it's got utility. The blockchain's got utility.
Yeah, I do too. I think
and right now. I think that Bitcoin is worth what it is because of the energy cost to mine it.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's almost like it trades very closely to, every time it,
which makes sense, right? We're deciding as a human race that this is like the value that we can all agree on. And so like, I think that we're all just deciding this is like a store of value. Like the humans have decided. Yeah. It doesn't mean that humans couldn't change their decision. But like that's why it's valuable now because we think it is. Yeah. Right. It's like all in the mind.
So the utility of gold versus value, Bitcoin. I don't know. Gold probably has marginal more utility, but
utility, but
because no one's transacting Bitcoins. In everyday use.
But they have like the thing of Bitcoin that makes it valuable is again the flops, like the processing power to like maintain it. And so like we're all agreeing that like that is like a more I guess because you can find new gold. There's more. Like this is like a different thing where like there's a fixed supply.
But I think the gold has the same cost of like you can find more, but like to refine it, to process is energy intensive as mining a Bitcoin. It's just
if there was
a digital thing versus a physical thing.
Yeah, and I think that like if there were ever like a threat to the fiat, which Bitcoin is not because it's not really a currency you can use really, but if there were ever a threat, the governments would have to eventually stop it because like the whole point of government is so that they can like manipulate the currency to do stuff like and if they can't do that anymore, they're not going to like Bitcoin like like people
it would have been killed if it would have
people in government like I just think there's an upper
or it wasn't
there's an upper bound there's an upper bound to the value of crypto because at some point if it were actually a worldwide currency that the governments couldn't control, governments don't like that. Like the governments need to be able to control their currency. And so I would assume that we'd start banning it and stuff. But right now it's such a small thing that like governments don't really care. They're like, oh, I love crypto. Yeah, it's cool.
Maybe what happened in the EU with Euro is a potential place where that could change the game of consolidation.
Yeah.
Because we haven't really seen much consolidation. BRICS has kind of got their thing, but it's not really.
Yeah. I'm not an expert on crypto at all. So like I don't really know. I like to follow it. I own some of the I just own like the ETF. Like, I'm too lazy to actually. So I own like IBIT or whatever the one that's pegged to Bitcoin. Yeah. Which is only bad to own if we actually have like some sort of catastrophic event or something. Like you'd rather own the Bitcoin itself versus the index. Unless but I'm lazy.
In a hard wallet too.
Yeah.
But Brian Armstrong was one of the people that we met out at YC, and he was pretty like, I mean, back then it was people were still laughing it off. It wasn't a big deal. But
yeah, I mean, he really showed him.
He's a pretty great founder.
I mean, great founder. I mean, the app is sick. I mean, everything he did is so sick. Like, yeah,
that's where I hold mine.
Coinbase.
That's some legends.
Yeah, I have like a little in there, and then mostly the index fund on my like kid's trust fund, basically.
So I actually lost my. This was a terrible story. I lost a laptop in SF out of a rental car. Had half of it was half the value in my mind was the company's business plans and all this shit. The other half, my crypto, and I had it. I had a written down whatever that 18-digit whatever the key written on my laptop. And it got stolen. And so I'm going around trying to check, I mean, mostly for the business, but also for my, couple Bitcoin I lost. I'm going around from pawn shop to pawn shop. Like, is there a laptop here?
Yeah, I need my keys. Dude.
So that was pretty brutal.
Imagine,
it's like the guy that's been digging around the, I don't know if you've seen that on the news, the guy that's been digging around landfills. So he's got thousands of Bitcoins that,
Yeah, 250.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But that's the only way that people made money is they forgot about it.
They forgot about
so
it.
Everyone else cashed out for pizza or they cashed out for a car or whatever.
Yeah, I remember we bought Mario Party with Bitcoin in 2013.
Yeah.
Like, damn it. 10 Bitcoin or some shit. Because, no, it's the thing. Like, you're not going to hold it that long. Like, people sell. Like, it's not like you're holding a Nvidia from $3 to $5,000, Like, people sell along the way.
Yeah.
Like, except for the people that forgot they owned it or something, yeah. Because it's human nature.
Yeah.
Like, we're all so bad at it. I don't know. Do you do individual stocks? I don't really. I just own indexes.
No, I don't have time.
All my
Don't have
risk.
that much
All my
interest.
risk is in my startup, and in my personal wealth, it's all in just VOO. I'm a big America guy. S&P 500 baby.
Nice.
Well, cool. I'm glad you. So, how long are you down here for?
Spent part-time resident.
You're part time.
Yeah.
Okay. What neighborhood are you in? What's your penthouse?
Yeah, we're down in Chinatown area.
Oh, nice. Okay. I used to live in Chinatown.
Yeah,
Yeah, in a high rise there when I was 23, 24. Yeah, it's fun.
it's convenient.
You ever go to Rocket Bar? The place sucks.
I don't know.
Rocket. It's still a mainstay. It's been around for 30, 40 years here. It's like a
Interesting.
dive bar down.
I
here.
heard they got a new dart bar down there. Might check that out.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I'll definitely have to get your number. We'll hang. We're going out to Georgetown tonight. You ever been to Martin's Tavern?
I was in Georgetown a couple times, but I don't think I've visited that watering hole.
You're gonna love Martin's Tavern.
Okay.
I can tell. Yeah.
All right.
Do you like New York City?
Grew up outside of New York City. Yeah.
Cool.
Suburb of New York City. My dad worked up there. But honestly, most of my memories were couldn't do that kind of stuff. We have an office there. I love visiting, but I don't.
Who's in
I'll
the New York
make it
City
up to
office?
This guy over here. in
What
the
part of
corner.
New York do you live in?
Long Island City.
What is it?
Long Island City.
Oh, Long Island City. LIC. You ever been to Takuman?
Yes.
Takuman, yeah. That's where I got my first ever angel check for my first company. No one would ever give me money for raising, because I went to Penn State and I'm kind of a dick, I guess. But I used to beg bar owners for $25K. I'd sell them my software. I'd code it at night, then I'd go door to door in the morning. I'd sell them my software, and then I'd beg them for money. And my first ever $25K check was in that restaurant from a bar owner in Queens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I framed it. I framed it. My first $500K I ever raised was $25K checks from bar owners, and my mom and dad gave me $25K and stuff. And then I finally
and
Kraft.
family.
Then Kraft finally, I got one investor. Kraft did $1.5 million seed round in my last company, and so that's why they're an investor in my new company, because I made them money in my last one. And it's funny. I was telling Sachs, I was like, what's crazy, David, is that you're going to go down as the greatest defense tech investor of all time with one investment in defense, on an ROIC.
Because he doesn't make them outside of you.
I'm the only one. On a return on
He's all SaaS, right?
Yeah, they're not really doing a lot of investment. I mean, he's in AIs are now. He doesn't. Yeah, they're doing growth rounds and stuff, but on an ROIC basis, Kraft will definitely be the greatest defense tech investor of all time, and they don't even do much in this space. It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. I told him that. I was stroking his ego on it. I was pumping him up. Okay, but since you're here for a little more, we're going to open an ACS penthouse in DC because the Austin penthouse is so successful. So we're going to do an ACS penthouse here for staffers. And
Where are you going to do it?
I don't know. I'm getting a real estate person in a couple, probably right after the Series B, which will be in the next 60 days.
Okay. So you're moving headquarters or moving shop out of Alexandria?
No, we're gonna. Oh no, I'm gonna stay here, but we're gonna get a party house,
Okay.
Because the executive branch, they all like to party and stuff. They just want to do
This
hang out.
administration, especially.
Yeah. Well, not Trump. He doesn't drink. But I don't even. Do you know this about him? Trump doesn't drink, and if you drink around him, he just gets mad. He wouldn't like that. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, Trump. My first job ever was working at Bedminster National Golf Course, and so Trump Trump frequented there.
Oh man, nice.
So there's pretty interesting stories about
yeah,
Trump.
he seems awesome. Allegedly, we may or may not. I'll actually tell you this off air, but this might be going on his desk. Yeah, maybe. I'll explain more about it. But he's the Trump National as one of my favorite golf courses.
Have you played it?
Yeah, multiple times.
The Bedminster one or
the Trump National out here? In
this one. Yeah.
I haven't played the Bedminster one.
Yeah.
But Trump National here, I've played a lot, and it's so nice. It's like,
Yeah.
and they have the best hospitality because he's a hospitality guy.
Yeah.
Like they have the best food and beverage.
Oh yeah.
And the Army Navy Country Club, which we'll play at, not good food.
No.
But I always am I'm the only one on the comment card writing like I want better food, and all the other everyone else wants better golf courses.
Yeah. Better greens.
And I'm like, no, that's the fine. Like I don't need I'm not trying to get good anyway. Like, and I want the better hospitality. And they're always like, Steve, no, we're not doing better food and beverage here. Get out of here. So yeah, it is what it is. But dude, this has been awesome. What's any other announcement you want to make? Anything you're hiring, crushing it? We get a lot of listeners. Any government announcement? We get a lot of Army, Navy, Marine Corps.
We're hiring a lot. You know, we're looking for new offices as well. So we're going to be upgrading our facilities here. So yeah, we got a strong team here looking for product builders here to build out the next gen of national defense products. So
you're probably our most successful guest ever, I think. Yeah, definitely our most successful guest. Yeah, we do a lot of like think tank people, not like entrepreneur. We have CEOs like, oh no, Gabe, Umbra Space. You might be you and Gabe.
Yeah.
Do you know Umbra?
Yeah, same tier.
Yeah, Gabe. Have you ever met Gabe? That guy's Dominicello.
Yeah,
he has an office in Roslyn.
Okay.
Umbra's office in Roslyn.
Okay.
Gabe's a friend of mine. We're Italian, so we're like, oh yeah. We were doing this on the podcast when he came on. Gabe is so funny though. Yeah, he's one of my favorite entrepreneurs in Austin. My other favorite entrepreneur is not in tech. He runs like a pharmacies in Austin. He's hilarious. I go to gamble with him in Vegas, but I like to try to make some non-tech CEO friends, like other industries. I think it's healthy.
Yeah.
Try to.
There's a little bit of groupthink.
Yeah.
Just gotta. Cool, man. Great to be here.
Amazing.
Thanks for the time.
Yeah. Later.
See you.